Okay, so today we're going to try to tackle something pretty unique.
Yeah.
Wildwood Transit. Have you heard of this?
I have. It's quite a place.
Yeah, it really is. And we're going to try and do a full deep dive into everything that makes Wildwood Transit special, in the next few minutes.
Absolutely. It's not your average bus stop, that's for sure.
No, not at all. So first of all, let's just try to picture this, right?
Okay.
Imagine a bus station, but it's not made of concrete and steel. It's not.
Right.
It's in the Whispering Pines forest, and the actual station itself is made of these
Oh, wow.
intertwining tree roots, and there's moss growing on them.
Okay.
And instead of, electric lights, they're using glowing mushrooms for light.
Like bioluminescent mushrooms.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a sign.
A sign?
Yeah, it says Wildwood Transit, where every ride's an adventure.
It's kind of cute.
I know, right?
It's very whimsical.
So you get the feeling that this is not your typical commute, right?
No, not at all. It sounds like a very unique experience.
Right. And, every good operation needs a good manager. And at Wildwood Transit, it's Mr. Felix the Fox.
Okay, a fox in charge.
Yeah, and he's always really smartly dressed, got his waistcoat on, and he's always checking his pocket watch.
Oh, so he's very punctual.
He tries to be.
Tries to be.
Which is probably not easy in a forest.
I would imagine not. There are probably a lot of unexpected delays.
Right. Like what happens if a tree falls across the road or...
Exactly. Or a family of ducks decides to have a stroll.
Yeah, exactly. So how do you keep to a schedule with all that going on?
Yeah. It's got to be a challenge for Mr. Felix.
Yeah, but I guess that's part of the charm of it, right?
Absolutely. It adds to the uniqueness.
So speaking of unique, let's talk about the bus.
Okay, the bus.
You're not going to find a, regular metal bus here.
No, I wouldn't imagine so.
The giant hollowed out log.
A log?
Yeah. And get this, it was made by beavers.
Wow, they must have been busy.
They're very skilled.
That's impressive.
It rolls on these big wooden disc wheels, and the seats are padded with ferns for comfort.
Okay, so it's rustic but comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. They've really made the most of their natural surroundings.
It's all very sustainable and eco-friendly.
Exactly. And the driver of this amazing log bus is
Who's driving this thing?
Mr. Bruno the Bear.
Mr. Bruno the Bear.
I know he sounds awesome, right?
Yeah, he does.
He's this big burly bear, but he's got a really good sense of humor, and he always greets his passengers with this deep rumbling hello.
Ah, that's so sweet.
I know, and apparently he always wears this cap that's a little bit too small for his head.
Oh, so he's got a signature look.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a little detail, but it adds to his charm.
I can just picture him now.
Right. So we've got this amazing setting, this unique bus, and this really friendly driver. But the passengers are what really make Wildwood Transit come alive.
Okay, tell me about the passengers.
So you might find yourself sitting next to Miss Penelope the porcupine.
A porcupine on the bus.
Yeah, and she always brings her own special cushion to sit on.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to get too close with that one.
No, you wouldn't.
Then there's Timothy the turtle.
Timothy the turtle.
He always arrives at the station early, but he's always the last one to board the bus.
Why is that?
Well, turtles, they're not exactly known for their speed.
True.
So even though he gets there early, it takes him a while to actually get on the bus.
I guess that's fair.
And then you've got Chirpy the squirrel.
Chirpy the squirrel. What's his story?
Well, he's convinced that there's a conspiracy behind the local acorn shortage.
A conspiracy.
Yeah, he's always going on about it to anyone who will listen.
Oh, he's one of those.
Yeah, he's character. And then there's Gerald the owl.
Gerald the owl.
He's a bit of a grump, especially in the mornings.
Oh, why's that?
Well, owls are nocturnal.
Yeah.
So he's not a fan of the early morning departures.
I can understand that.
Yeah, and he always has his cup of pine needle tea with him.
Pine needle tea, is that a thing?
Apparently it is in Wildwood Transit.
Huh. Interesting.
So you can imagine the conversations that must go on during these bus rides.
It sounds like a very lively commute.
Yeah, it's definitely not boring. So let's talk about the journey itself.
Oh, great. The actual ride.
Imagine this log bus rumbling through the forest.
Yeah.
It goes past these sparkling brooks and through sun-dappled clearings.
It sounds beautiful.
It is, and the passengers are all chatting and dozing and swapping stories.
It's like a little community on wheels.
Yeah, exactly. And Mr. Bruno, our bear driver, he's navigating it all with ease.
I bet he knows those roads like the back of his paw.
Yeah, he does. And he even stops every now and then to let deer or hedgehogs cross the path.
Ah, that's so considerate.
It is. It shows you that life in Wildwood Transit is a little slower, a little more in tune with nature.
It sounds like a really peaceful way to travel.
It does. So when you put it all together, this amazing natural station, the unique bus, the friendly driver, and the quirky passengers, what's your overall impression of Wildwood Transit?
It sounds like something really special. It's
Yeah.
like transportation, but it's also an experience. It's a reflection of the community and their relationship with nature.
Right. It's not just about getting from point A to point B.
Exactly. It's about the journey itself.
And I think that's something we can all learn from,
Yeah,
Maybe we should all try to appreciate the journey a little more, even in our own daily commutes.
that's a good point. Sometimes we get so caught up in the destination that we forget to enjoy the ride.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Wildwood Transit? Does it make you rethink your own ideas about travel?
It really does. It makes you wonder if there's a way to bring a little bit of that magic into our own lives,
Yeah, that's something to think about.
It is food for thought, for sure.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive into Wildwood Transit, but I hope you enjoyed the ride.
I did. It was a fascinating journey.
Me too. And who knows, maybe we'll all be riding log buses someday.
Maybe we will.
Until next time.
See you then.